greens on. Mallow leaves, mallow flowers, mallow root, marshmallow root, powder. What a product. What a product. Throw that in there. Everything just gets soothed on the inside. The inflammation's taken out. That's where we're going, so that we can have a meal that feels completely good. How many people like having gas after a meal? How many people love stomach aches and digestive distress? Nobody? This is unbelievable. This is how we get there. We can actually get food that's so gentle. It's actually the whole idea of Jell-O. Like Jell-O brand gelatin? What's that? It's what I'm talking about, but in a real, that's like a Atari version of like where we are with MacBooks today. Anyway, bringing it back, when we start looking at it, if we can get as much of the superfoods in and the super herbs in, what happens to everything else? What happens to roast beef sandwiches all of a sudden? You can only eat so much in a day. So what happens? It gets pushed out of the way. So it gets pushed to one meal a day. Then it's one meal every 3 days. Then it's one meal every 5 days. Then it's one meal a week. Then it's one meal every 2 weeks of that stuff. And it happens naturally without willpower, without trying. The next thing you go is like, whoa, I feel better. I actually have energy. You read these spiritual books? What does it say? You're an energy field. How many people have ever heard that one? You're an energy field. Every one of those books says the same thing. How could an energy field have no energy? Nacho cheese Doritos. That's how. A complete clog up with something that has no consciousness in it. It has no character. That's what I want you to start looking at now. I want you to start looking at the character of water. The character of a goji berry. The character of slippery elm. What is its character? What is its nature? That's the add-on. Now as we keep going, what it really is going to look like then is something like this. This is where I've come to with it. Is that I pick all my herbs wildly in my local environment. Thank God. What a difference that is. What a reality check. So I'm in my little forest home. I go out there, I pick all my herbs wildly over the summer. I dry them right there next to our wood-burning stove. And then we have our tea that we make with spring water. We throw all those herbs in there. And then I've got all my superfoods. This is how you do it. The tea's over there. The superfoods are over here in the little blender, dry. You put all the goodies in there. You throw a little bit of some kind of a fat in there, like almond butter or something, to give it a little bit of like, okay, it's like a milkshake. You then take your cacao, your maca, your whatever it is you're into, chia, whatever, chlorella, marine phytoplankton, your dollop of almond butter, boom, that's over there. And then you go over here, you take your tea and you pour it in, clamp the top down, blend it up, then pour that through a nice metal strainer so you get all the grit out, and you're pouring drinks that'll just knock people's socks off. Hot chocolate every day, but it's superfood, super herb chocolate. I know that wouldn't be, nobody would want that. Who'd want that? The real story, after all these years, that what chocolate really is not something you really like just have a chocolate bar. What chocolate really is a delivery system of herbs. It's a delivery system. And we start really getting in this chocolate business, we start looking at some interesting icons. I want to show you one actually. I can show you one here. It's on the Mexican 100 peso note. Ooh, there's some good pictures in here. Where is that? Hold on. Oh, this is pretty funny. This woman lived to be 100, eating Cadbury's chocolate. Can you guys see that? Okay. It's actually down in my I know where it is now. Down here in my superfoods presentation. Okay, check this out. I'm going to show you a picture of the current Mexican 100 peso note. Oh, there she is. And the current Mexican 100 peso note on the back side has a picture of the cacao god on it, because the currency in Mexico until 1886 was the cacao bean. Now it's different, right? She who has the peso has the say-so. It's a little different now. But in the old days, it was all about cacao. That's still iconically represented. We all remember having little chocolate coins as kids, remember? We got some cool images. I'm going to fire some of these up for you guys. Here's my setup, by the way. Well, I'll come back to it. Let's get to the peso. There it is. All right. Okay, now, right up, that's Xochitl, the dude sitting there. Right next to Xochitl, right next to the right hand, is a circle with a dot in it. And there's actually a whole band of different icons that are represented there. Those are chocolate recipe icons. In European alchemy, the circle with the dot in it is what? What does that represent? Anybody know? Come on, somebody's got to know. Anybody? European alchemy, circle with a dot in it. What is it? Sun. Sun, which is what mineral? Gold. In Aztec iconography, the circle with the dot in it is cacao mixed with mushrooms. And that's on their money. So when you start taking chocolate with reishi mushroom, chocolate with chaga mushroom, chocolate with maitake mushroom, chocolate with cordyceps mushroom, you start going into a whole other realm there. Those are the realms we want to be in, because instead of just eating chocolate, we eat our medicine. And that's an idea. It's like, if you're going to have something sweet, deliver medicine with it. If you're going to have chocolate, deliver medicine with it. If you're going to cheat, deliver medicine into your body. Interesting idea, isn't it? Superfoods are half medicine, half food. Most of the food, because it's been domesticated, is just food. Herbs and the super herbs are just medicine. They don't really have any caloric value. And in that gradation of all three of those things, we need all three. But the super herbs with the superfoods, that's where the magic combo happens. That's really what I live on. That's what I got into. Anyway, the 100 peso note, if you go up and down those different icons, there's cacao with cayenne. There's wood cacao, which is cacao made out of wood herbs, or herbs out of the forest. There's cacao with, there's called rabbit cacao, and that's made with things that rabbits eat. Like little herby things like oreganos and parsleys and things like that. And so these are the traditional recipes, the original recipes of Mexico. In Mexico, cacao was always served bitter, never sweetened. Something to consider. It's much more powerful when you do it that way. Now we're driving to an interesting vista here, because this delivery mechanism, this chocolate delivery mechanism, you can see right there the pearly whites and all the icons associated with chocolate and images. This is where we find the magic. That's a chocolate tree. We get back into the enchanted world. We know that there's a direct psychological and mythical connection between the enchanted world and chocolate, right? Oompa Loompas, little men who are like running around. Oompa, doompa, doompa dee dee. You remember? What do you get when you guzzle down sweets, eating as much as an elephant eats? You guys got to do your homework. Looks like we got some homework to do around here. Myself included. And the mushrooms, the enchantment of that world, like fairies, elves,